Welcome to the fabulous styles of college living, from decked out spaces, to views of the Chicago skyline, to endless fun. We'll show you what it's like to live at the University of Illinois at Chicago.
Hi, my name is Akila Perry. I'm a resident here at UIC, and I'll be introducing you to everything that UIC housing has to offer. Stay tuned and you'll find out what college-bound students need to know. When it comes to living the fabulous life on campus, at UIC, it's all good.
For some college-bound students, there's no place like home. But when you're a UIC resident, there's no place like your res hall. Offering more styles of living than you can thank us for, UIC Housing knows that the everyday college student, it is all about the style. Because when it comes to their living arrangements, for these college students, variety is the spice of life.
We're naturally very picky about how we live, and UIC Housing has every possible option. There are 3 different styles of housing to choose from, so you can choose how many people you want to live with, the type of room you want to live in, and what side of campus you want to live at.
That's right. UIC Housing has 3 different styles of living arrangements, including posh traditional halls, high-in-demand cluster-style halls, and apartment-style halls that would make even the average housing department blush.
I live in a traditional hall, which is the type of building most people think of when they think of a college residence hall. You share a room with your roommate and a bathroom with the other people in the hallway. My favorite part about it is that I would always bump into the same people in the hallway, and seeing them all the time, we became friends really fast.
Traditional halls are recommended for freshmen because residents tend to motivate each other to get involved and attend on-campus events. It's the ideal situation to meet people and make new friends. Not to mention, they get to avoid fights with roommates about who's going to clean the bathroom.
That's right. These pampered traditional hall residents never have to lift a finger. While most of us are constantly fighting soap scum with our bleach and rubber gloves, their bathrooms are cleaned by the housing cleaning staff daily. Varun Sood and Anthony Ellis met their entourage as freshmen living in traditional housing. Now as trend-setting sophomores, they've opted to take the art of entourage to a whole new level by becoming roommates in UIC's cluster-style living.
As if traditional hall living wasn't comfortable enough for these guys, their sophomore year, when they got to know each other a little better, they opted to move into a more exclusive living arrangement. This gave them a little bit more privacy from the hounding paparazzi. Now they have all the comforts of their first year, plus the added feature of a semi-private bathroom, which is shared with only a few rooms clustered off the main hallway.
Last but most definitely not least, housing offers apartment living as well. For the graduate students, we set aside 16 stories of high-rise luxury in a building known to this class of students as SSR. But before you go through the trouble of lifting your jaw from the ground, let us push it down even further by introducing you to the luxurious apartments exclusive to upperclassmen. If the resident elite don't want to be bothered by first or second years, they move here. UIC's South Campus.
The apartments on South Campus range from 1 to 4 bedroom apartments and have what every mom wishes for their kid, a kitchen. These kitchens are fully decked out with a refrigerator, an oven, a stovetop cooking range, and a microwave to win over any aspiring chef's heart. So if a resident can't find anything to eat on Halsted and Maxwell, don't worry, they'll never go hungry.
UIC has 9 different buildings spread out on 2 square miles of prime Chicago real estate and is even building 1 more planned to open in 2007. We even have so many buildings that we've had to spread them out in not 1, not 2, but 3 different sides of campus, each with its own zip code.
The East Campus has traditional style living in Commons South and Commons West, and cluster style living in Commons North and Courtyard. And of course there's our South Campus, which has apartment style living in MRH and TBH. And each side of campus has its own variety of living styles. The West Campus has traditional style living in SRH, cluster style living in PSR, and apartment style living in SSR.
Housing's making college residents jealous nationwide. But if you think they're jealous now, wait until they hear about where these fat pads are located. When UIC residents walk out in the morning, they don't just see the sky behind campus buildings, they see the tallest building in the United States, the Sears Tower, front and center. From their living space to what they see out their window, for UIC residents, it's all about the style. While the ancient Romans called their sleeping rooms dormitorio, there's nothing dorm-like about our res halls. We offer more than just a place to sleep. With all the amenities we provide, even the Romans would agree that at UIC, it's all about the setup.
You need more than a room with a bed to live on campus. For everything else, check out what UIC Housing has to offer. Eat your heart out, Hollywood.
Let's start out with gadgets. To keep you looking your red carpet best, Campus Housing offers laundry in each building. But stop right there. You won't have to scrounge around your couch cushions for coinage. You can store your money right on your personal iCard.
The iCard is to UIC residents as a VIP card is to celebrities like Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton. If they lived on campus, they wouldn't leave their rooms without it.
Besides laundry money, parking, and building access, you can also put a meal plan on your iCard. This highly developed point system will allow you access to some of the finest cuisine on campus.
So whether it's pile up your plate dinners or a quick snack to get your study energy back, when it's time to eat, you're all set up. But hold your horses, ancient Roman. There's a lot more.
Each side of campus has an area desk at the beck and call of every resident. Residents can check out a variety of items to help make life a little easier. First, whether you're moving in or just returning from a successful shopping trip, you can check out a variety of moving carts to help haul your stuff without breaking a sweat. Second, you can also check out a vacuum, so no excuses when mom comes to visit.
Campus housing has saved my life. I wouldn't be able to survive without two things, my TV and my computer. And thankfully, campus housing has cable TV service and the fastest internet connection in the world, and at prices that would knock most providers senseless.
Even though campus housing is so fabulous, we can't provide you with everything. While we've given you most of what you need, the only thing left to give you is the space and efficiency you need to put your stuff in and truly make it the ultimate setup.
I had so much stuff when I moved in that I didn't know how I was going to fit it all in the room. But the way the rooms were set up, with all the furniture, let me fit my TV, my computer, my stereo, all my clothes, and a bunch of stuff, and still had room to fit a futon to have friends come over and hang out. I've really been able to make the room mine. It's totally comfortable, and it still looks good.
Just as a house doesn't make a home, UIC's residence halls are more than just a box with walls. What fills it is everything you could ever want for the ultimate setup. UIC residents aren't here just to have a good time. If you can believe it, they study harder than they socialize. Residents aren't always having fun walking the red carpet. They quit fun time early and dedicate quality time to hitting the books.
Campus housing provides residents with the tools they need to do better academically, so they know that when it comes to living and learning, it's all connected.
Even with the excitement of the city so close by, it's hard to get distracted when living on campus since UIC residents are in an academic atmosphere 24/7.
One thing about housing that I've really taken advantage of are the learning resource centers, and that's where residents get free tutoring, and the tutors are students like myself, so they keep the same hours I do.
The limelight of college is stressful, especially when choosing a career that will last for the rest of your fabulous life. Yes, learning from a book is great, but sometimes you just need to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Not many universities have this, the Faculty and Residence Program. Some of the faculty live in the residence halls, and as residents, we have the privilege to get to know them better. We get to hang out with them and learn about their experiences firsthand, in addition to what we've learned in their class.
Having the faculty living around us helps us get more comfortable with them as people, you know. It's much easier going to office hours once your faculty member doesn't seem so intimidating.
But the most valuable educational resource for these residents is all around them all the time. Their fellow students.
I was such a procrastinator in high school, and coming into UIC I knew that I had to make a change for the better, otherwise I was doomed to fail. So I was introduced to the peer mentor on my floor, and the peer mentor took me to LRC, got me introduced to a study group on my floor, taught me how to use the library, and ultimately taught me how to manage my time better.
So when it comes to bringing students together with faculty, resources, and other students at UIC Campus Housing, it's all connected. It's no secret celebrities hire expensive hairstylists, manicurists, chefs, and personal trainers to take care of their appearance. UIC Housing has its own highly educated and trained staff to take care of every resident's most valuable asset, their mind.
Naturally, moving out and facing responsibility, independence, and a fast-paced college career is a lot to handle. Luckily, in campus housing, there are a lot of people going through the same thing. So in addition to residents helping each other out, our fully trained staff of resident directors, resident assistants, and peer mentors are here to tell residents it's all understood.
When I first got here, I really tested my limits and ended up in a bit of trouble. I had to go talk with my RD, and she just didn't yell at me or punish me. I mean, I had to take responsibility for what I did and do something to make up for it, but it wasn't like she was out to get me. We talked about what was going on in my life, and she really showed that she cared and understood. Helped me get back on track, and I'm glad to say that I haven't gotten in trouble since. But now, I have someone I can talk to.
It's easy not getting freaked out around here, because there's always someone here who can help you out with whatever it is. If I'm having trouble talking to my roommate about something, I can just go down the hall and talk to my residence advisor. If I'm confused on what classes I should be taking, I can talk to my peer mentor. If I need career advice, I can talk to the faculty and residents. It's easy to find someone to talk to who's been through what you're going through. It definitely lessens the freak out factor.
I was a little nervous when my daughter moved in on campus. But as my husband and I were moving her in, we met the resident director, and he put my mind at ease. I knew at that point she would be in good hands.
So whether it's a social or personal problem, a scholastic or work issue, our staff will, without a doubt, be able to tell you that it's all understood. Do you have a hard time relating to your neighbors and finding people to hang out with? Well, at UIC Housing, students have a fabulous time living and playing with kids their own age.
Henry Ford may have been speaking of UIC when he said coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, working together is success. The diversity of UIC residents, staff, and faculty create a unique living environment which promotes learning, involvement, and personal development. With these three main goals in mind, Campus Housing's mission is all about community.
As a commuter, it was really difficult for me to make friends and find out places where to hang out at. I thought I was going to college without really having the college experience. Case in point, I was assigned a group project in one of my computer classes, and it happened that all the guys in my group, they lived on campus. And we just got together in one of the study lounges in the residence halls, and I just noticed these guys knew each other so well, and they knew everybody walking by. And that was it. Like, that's exactly what I was looking for in college life. And now, not only do I have people to hang out with, I know where to hang out between classes too.
RAs usually host a monthly meeting that everyone on the floor attends to talk about business, like hall closing schedules for breaks or maintenance issues. But at other meetings, it's more relaxed. We just play games, sometimes there's even food. One time, we went to the gym to work out. It was a great way to unite as a floor and get to know each other, so that later on, when a confrontation comes up, like I have to ask a neighbor to keep the noise down, it's not like we're a bunch of strangers anymore and I could talk about it with them.
We try to have an open door policy on our floor, and because of that, I've made some of my best friends here. They're like a second family. I'm from Ohio, and since I'm so far away from home, it's like they're my mini support system. Now every night I come home from classes, it's like I'm home.
RHA is a student government that connects the residence halls on all three sides of campus. We plan programs so that people can meet and get to know each other, and we host events such as fun events like the boat cruise on the Chicago River with food and dancing, to charity fundraising events for various organizations. RHA is a great way to learn new leadership skills, meet people, and most importantly, have fun.
One could almost say that Campus Housing is a delectable ice cream sundae made by residents for residents to enjoy, with faculty and staff sprinkled on top. Please call your waitress and simply order by pointing at the menu and saying, "It's all about community." As the third largest city in the United States, Chicago prevents anyone from pleading boredom. No matter the weather, Chicago has it all.
Whether it's dancing, dining, or taking in a show, the city is so close, it's all here. There's lots to do, it's easy to get around, and you'll even save money doing it.
That's right, Akila. While the President of the United States travels via Air Force One, he couldn't be more jealous of how UIC students get to travel. To connect students to the wonders of Chicago, the CTA cuts through campus with 4 train stops and 6 bus routes. That's a lot of ways to get around and off campus.
While the city provides us with the CTA buses and trains, UIC provides us with a U-Pass, which lets us use all those services all semester.
not to mention the UIC shuttle on campus, which is exclusive for students, faculty, and staff.
Saving money on transportation allows UIC housing residents to experience the city a little more luxuriously than those who don't. That's because each semester housing offers its residents exclusive access to Chicago's culture.
Unlike most college students, UIC residents regularly attend the symphony, musicals, and even productions at the UIC Theater. This is because housing covers most of the cost and offers tickets to residents at a reduced price. For college students with tight pockets, this is just an added reason why living on campus is super lucrative.
Just remember, when you're having fun downtown, Monday morning class is inevitable. There's nothing better than how close your class is when you live right next to it.
I love living on campus. I can wake up at like 8:15 and still get to class at 8:30. And if I get up at 8, I can even grab a bagel.
It's awesome being able to come back to my room between classes and not have to fight for a space on the couch in the student center or wait for a computer in the lab. The best is not having to deal with sitting in traffic after a long day of classes. The only traffic I want to deal with is the line at Wendy's.
But honestly, why even leave when there's many fabulous things to do on campus?
Unique to UIC, the residence halls on East and West Campus connect to student centers. This allows students to attend lectures, student organization meetings, work out with friends, go to the bookstore, or grab dinner without ever having to go outside. And that can be quite comforting on a cold Chicago day.
Whether it's studying in the library or singing karaoke at Friday Night Live, your life is that much easier because it's all here. They say that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Some young adults might think that these things could kill them. But campus housing will teach you that they'll just make you stronger.
By moving on campus, these activities will become a part of everyday life. But unlike living off campus, here you'll have a staff of resident assistants and peer mentors ready to help you understand and say that it's all about independence.
Well, I like living on campus because I get to make my own schedule. I'm a real night owl, so I like to stay up late at night, and I like to study without disturbing anybody like I always used to at home. Well, here there's always somebody up at 2 a.m., so if I get bored and I need a study break, I've always got somebody I can go find to hang out with.
I had a lot of downtime between classes, so I thought I'd make a little extra cash. I happened to receive an email from Campus Housing. Apparently, they try and make sure we know about jobs on campus. Now I live and work on campus. I love it. It's great to not spend time commuting and have classes and work practically in the same building.
When I first moved here, I'd never done laundry before, and I laugh about it now, but I was scared to admit it. At our first floor meeting, our RA had asked how many of us actually had done laundry, and thankfully, I wasn't the only one. Later on, we had a laundry party where we did our laundry together, and it was actually a lot of fun. And at the same time, I made a lot of new friends. It was actually really cool.
When I first moved into the South Campus apartments, I could barely boil water, but a group of us on the floor started a gourmet group and took turns cooking for each other. I learned a lot of great recipes and cooking techniques, but most importantly, I can boil an egg better than anybody.
So whether it's as small as learning to separate lights and darks or as big as learning how to bring fighting friends together, campus housing gives residents the tools to do it for themselves. Because when you're living on campus, it's all about independence.
UIC Housing offers college students coming out of high school, like me, exactly what I need. A place where everything is all about me.
They say growing up is hard to do, but it's easy when everyone around you is doing it too.
When I graduated from high school, I was ready to grow up and start college. I did my first semester living at home. Naturally, my parents treated me like I was a child, while my professors expected me to be a mature adult. My parents let me move on campus, and now I'm able to make my own schedule, my own to-do list, but more importantly, I'm able to focus on my work. I still go home on the weekends to help out, but now I do it because I want to.
I'm the first in my family to go to college, so it was hard for my family and friends in my neighborhood to relate. It is really good to live around people who understand what you're going through. I could talk to faculty associates, or I could speak with the faculty and residents and get really good career advice and support that I can do this.
Welcome to resident life. Population ecstatic. If you want to be nurtured and developed, listen to how Res Life helped these people out.
I was always the quiet one in high school, and college didn't help with that because the classes were a lot bigger and life moves pretty fast when you're here. So when I moved into the residence halls, I came across the opportunity to get involved in a hall council.
and I took that opportunity and I ran with it. And I met a lot of people, made a lot of friends and connections, and now I am running for the executive board of the student government. So I don't think any of that would have happened if I had lived at home.
We've been saying you'll grow up, but don't take our word for it. Who knows you better than your own mom?
My son came home after 3 weeks of living on campus. It was amazing to see how different he was. He was more mature about balancing his time between work and classes and to do laundry and to be cleaning. After 18 years of raising him, it was nice to see that he was using the values in his everyday college life.
So whether it's getting away or getting in touch, campus housing provides what these students need in order to say, it's all about me.
When it comes to their housing, you better believe residents aren't crammed into little cinder block cells. These college students are spending little cash to create their own custom paradise, and they're using UIC to achieve it. So come on, schedule a tour and find out just how easy it is to create your own custom paradise right here at UIC, where it's not just good, it's fabulous. I'm Akila Perry, and thanks for watching.
This video was created and produced in its entirety by the UIC resident students and members of the Campus Housing Residence Life staff.